too. They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, they trying to kiss me. Rum and nerdy, kiss me 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 rum and nerdy.
They're taking the Hobbit's to Isengard. They're taking the Hobbit's to Isengard.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
You wanna play? I'll play. They hoping that they gon' kiss me rum and nerdy, 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 kiss me rum and nerdy. This is the way.
Ready program.
Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And today we have episode 3.45. And we also have a guest, Matthew.
Hey there.
Hey, Matthew. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because this is, honestly, we met this guy at a liquor store because we wanted to drink in the morning, because this is a morning episode.
Yeah, apparently he knew something about rum, so we figured we'd bring him on.
No, we're just kidding. He knows nothing about rum.
Not a thing. Other than that it's tasty.
You're mostly a bourbon drinker, right?
I am. Irish whiskey, actually.
Irish whiskey.
But you are also an OG rum counselor.
Yes. I am. By
Yeah.
Greg's gracious invitation during the COVID era.
Yeah, we actually became friends, having not met in person, by about a year and a half.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
nice.
a few, like JY, same kind of deal.
Which is freaking awesome.
Yeah, we didn't meet him until Vegas in person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good place to meet someone.
Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, so, man, I'm really, really hot tonight. So tell us about yourself. So you're in visiting for IAPA. We weren't going to do that part, were we?
I don't know. We could. It's weird because we're recording the weekend before IAPA and we're posting 3 weeks after, so.
Yeah.
I am in town for IAPA, but I also just wrapped up the first Disney trip with a girl.
Oh.
The double whammy.
Nice.
First time you've been with a girl. That's kind of cool. Wait, what are we talking about?
No, it took my 5-year-old daughter for her first trip.
And?
Brought the wife. Yep.
And
It was amazing.
What did you think? Which parks did you go to?
All 4.
All? Really?
We did.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long were you here?
4 days. A park a day.
A day
We made
for
all the mistakes.
4 days.
Yes.
Wow.
And
That's,
All the
then-
mistakes.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, the 20,000 steps every day straight into IAPA.
Yeah.
I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Or your calves are prepped.
Yeah, that's a good way to
That
think
could be
about it.
accurate.
You need to do some stretches, ice them down a little bit.
Painkillers and rum, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Noise. So,
The irony of painkiller being a really great rum drink.
yeah.
That's true.
You can have painkillers and painkiller.
There you go. I like you the way
Although
you think.
Rum and Nerdy does not endorse this behavior.
You've got
Actually-
a disclaimer on the website. It's fine.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. That truthfully, that does sound like a terrible idea.
Yeah. Well, who knew?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want a Heath Ledger IAPA.
My daughter doesn't listen, so
Well, there you go.
she's 5.
So,
Heath Ledger IAPA.
what was her favorite part of
So-
Disney, or her favorite park and her favorite thing at the
Other
parks?
than being with Daddy.
That's a good answer, but the true answer is everything. And I'm very
Ooh.
proud of her for saying that. She said that over and over. She said all of it is my favorite, but we did get to do the Frozen ride 3 times.
See, I did it with my daughter, who is 4, once, and that was a terrifying experience for her.
Really?
She hated it.
Didn't like Marshmallow in the drop?
So the drop, I mean, she was uncomfortable and not enjoying the ride, and then the drop just set her over the edge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think we're ever going to do this again. But
Yep.
she's been saying that she wants to go back, and
Yeah.
big thing is we were in the middle of the boat, and we had the 3 of the largest humans known to man directly in front of my daughter on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then even then, the boats got, because the boats are perfectly themed and, for the Norwegian what have yous, but
Right.
they have that giant stupid thing on the front of them,
Right.
which is convenient because you get to see Elsa at the apex of the boat where it goes up to the thing and it
Yep.
turns. So the view is always blocked for someone under 5 feet tall.
Yep. No, it's tricky. But I have to say,
Yeah.
so we rope dropped it, and I was that dad.
All 4 days you rope drop?
Yes, but Epcot, I mean, we were there so that we were on the very front. I mean, literally next to the rope, early access at the resort.
Nice.
She's in a stroller.
Okay.
I'm not a marathon runner. I mean, almost. I used to be, but I am running with this stroller full speed across Epcot to Norway. And I'm already sweating exhausted by the time we get there. We are one of the first 10 people onto this thing.
Holy cow.
And so we do it.
That's a way to avoid a line.
Oh my gosh. So we immediately go right back in.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, didn't you all just do this? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we're doing it again. This is Elsa's biggest fan right here. And she's wearing an Elsa dress.
Yep.
We've probably seen Frozen 200 times.
Yep.
Not even kidding.
Yeah, I had a daughter at the time.
Yeah. So this lady up front, the cast member, sees us and is amused by my haggard fatherly appearance. And
you look like you ran here.
Exactly. And so we
From
ride
Magic
it.
Kingdom.
And then we have our genie lane to do it a third time.
Oh,
when all the
look at-
plebs show up, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And the lady hands Evelyn a little bag and says, "This is from Elsa." And inside is the little animator's kit for Elsa as just a gift.
What?
It was unbelievable.
That's great.
It was the what?
It
Please-
was the
Please
li-
describe this.
It's a little, it looks like a lunchbox, and it's like the animator's style drawing of Elsa and like some of her little toys. So it's a plastic action figure, but it's in a different style.
That's cool as hell.
Oh my gosh. And so my wife and I are trying to explain to a 5-year-old, like, no, this is actually a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, but there's only one gift. It's like, oh, well, at least she's spoiled. But we didn't get to do Ratatouille. That was the price to pay for doing the Frozen morning. But
Yeah.
That's fine. You got the gift.
yeah,
and,
exactly.
That's
Ratatouille is actually really badass too, though.
Yeah.
No, it is.
I need to do it. I still haven't done it.
No?
I need to.
Oh yeah.
I know.
It's incredible.
It's just it's the same trackless vehicle as Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
running
I'm
around in the kitchen from a mouse point of view.
I've seen the Thea presentation. I am 100% aware of the attraction. I just have not done it yet.
yeah.
I
Cool,
just
cool.
have not done it. That's awesome though. Cool. Well, what was your favorite part?
Getting a lightsaber.
Getting a lightsaber? Did you
100%.
build your own?
I did. And it was amazing. There's
See,
actually...
I want to do that too.
Go ahead.
I want to do that.
I'm going to tell you my opinion on that build your own lightsaber thing.
So I want to do it, but I want to do it with a friend, and apparently it's not going to be Greg. So I need to find someone that will build a lightsaber with me.
I'll do it with you as the experience, but to clarify,
Yeah.
the first time I went, and of course, there are fans as big a fan as me, but there are not fans bigger fans than me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not a fat reference. That's like I am an uber Star Wars fan.
Mhm.
Like I even like the new trilogy. Like it's because I'm not a hateful fuck, but the
It's a technical term.
I have to say, going in there and the components, the casting quality on the components for the build your own lightsaber are very lacking.
So apparently they have upgraded them.
I'm in.
Apparently.
I'll go today.
Because I was reading something about this when I was planning whether or not to make this a daddy's thing, because a 5-year-old who she's only seen New Hope, and that was a stretch. She's just not quite at the Star Wars age yet. So it was like, do I squeeze this in when this is not really about me and this is her first trip? And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go build a lightsaber.
Move over. You're not appreciating it
4
on as many
days, you
levels as
deserve
I am.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and kind of like you, I've wanted to build, Garrick, I've wanted to build a lightsaber for a while, but I want to do it with someone. So it's not just I did it.
Absolutely.
So,
And you didn't invite me, jerk.
that's true. I mean, I love you, but not as much as my daughter.
Oh my god. She wanted
but-
to build a lightsaber with you.
When I was researching about this experience, especially from a kid's point of view, they're talking about the tables and the height and all that kind of stuff, but then they said that they did have a lot of feedback about the build quality, and apparently they've redone them. So they look similar, but I shipped it back, otherwise I would break it out of the bag and let you feel it and tell me if they lied to me.
You didn't take a picture of it?
I do have a picture of it.
Okay, well, bust out the picture.
All right.
I mean, later.
I will bust out the picture later because
Okay, apparently
I don't like
later.
conflict, and I'm not going
The listeners really, we get a lot of listener feedback, and one of the things they said is that they really enjoy listening to Greg looking at photos.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
They also listen to me shake my head in disgust and glare at you.
Oh, hey, before we get too far down the road,
Yeah.
because we always forget about this.
I've been over here waiting to interject.
Sorry. The rum.
Welcome to the pre-fill.
Welcome to the pre-fill. Yeah, really.
We don't do this to talk. We do this for a reason to drink rum.
Yeah. So, what are we drinking today, Greg?
Well, this was something that was found randomly in a liquor store. It's Largo Bay Coffee Spiced Rum from the Largo Bay Coffee Spiced Rum Company.
Yeah, this is one that I bought on a whim from that little liquor store in Sanford, Florida, where I'm like, I've never seen this before.
Correct.
It says rum and coffee on the same bottle. I feel obligated to get it.
Yeah.
And enjoy it in all of its screw cap glory.
Well, here you go. So, looking at this, I'm trying to find some rum reviews, and none of our regulars review this at all. So, I will simply say that Total Wine and Spirit labels this as Caribbean. This flavored rum is a rich blend of spices and natural flavors, including coffee, a hint of cinnamon and nutmeg, beautifully balanced with smooth finish. You will enjoy... Sorry, I've got the hiccups. Bad timing. Hiccups and podcasts are not well mixed. You will enjoy each sip of this tasty coffee-driven dream. That's what I have.
Coffee-driven dream.
That sounds awful. That was like the worst review ever.
Oh, no.
Total Wine and Spirits says this rum is liquid.
It gets better.
Served in a bottle.
So rumratings.com, which we consistently use. So Rum Ratings... For the listeners, and Matthew, you listen to the show, but rumratings.com doesn't give a review. It lets the contributors review in the way of a 1 to 10, and then they can put like a little, it's kind of like an Amazon review.
Yeah.
The Metacritic of rum.
This one has 3 total reviews with a total rum rating of 2.0. This is the lowest rated rum we have ever had on this show.
Wow.
I'm honored to be a part of this.
Well, let's screw cap. I'm going to screw cap the shit out of this.
Do it. I'm going to go ahead and read these. Oh, that you foleyed real well for a screw cap. Okay, so review number 1, 1 star. Caption: no, stop. Tasted at the Forbidden Hole because apparently we are making bad choices today, August 15th, 23. The next review, number 453, I don't know what that means. In the nipper bottle from Total Wine for the appropriate price of 99 cents, pours a golden color. The aroma is mocha vomit, flavor of chocolate, coffee, and turnips. Still manages a slight black pepper bite. And the third one is still better than Bacardi. Still better than Bacardi. I love this person. Fake tasting, sort of like the worst rum you ever had, served in a 2-week-old coffee mug with coffee stains still in the bottom. This makes it better than Bacardi. Holy shit!
Well, I get hints of
doesn't smell.
It smells caramelly.
Yeah, I don't smell the turnips.
No. What is the other one we did a couple weeks ago? The pre-IAPA. That had a very, very caramely smell to it. It almost has that plus coffee.
Yeah.
I'm smelling butterscotch in the doctor's office.
Yeah. The Werther's.
Yeah. This tastes like old men's pockets.
Yeah.
Antiseptic and some candy.
This is served to you out of an ashtray on the end table next to the keys.
Wow. There's the black pepper. It's not as bad as I'd brace myself for. It definitely tastes like coffee caramel syrup. This tastes like something you would put in the bottom of a Starbucks coffee. Like, this is what's in the pump.
Yeah.
Can I have an extra pump of turnip caramel?
I don't get the turnip at all.
No, I think that's
I don't get the turnip at all. Okay, well,
I think it tastes like a losing streak in Vegas.
Yeah.
That is a good description.
Yeah, if you drink coffee out of the cigarette ashtray thing.
I'm putting some cubes in mine because...
Oh, God. It has a lingering aftertaste. There's where the turnips are. It doesn't hit you for about a minute and a half.
So you just got to wait? You got to wait for the turnips to hit you? That's the...
No one expects the turnips. Okay. Now it's colder. Let's taste what it tastes like colder.
You know what? So I put a whole handful of ice in mine. Not only is it colder, but it thins it out a little bit because I believe it's post-sweetened. It's a little thick. Let me tell you, man, a stack of cubes? I think that brings it
Nothing
home.
fixes that like watering it down.
Yes, that's exactly what I did, and I like it.
Matthew, what do you think?
Honestly, it reminds me of these moonshine tasting places up in the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
yes.
a bunch
we
of
did that.
sugar, dumped into unprocessed liquor.
It almost tastes like the Trader Vic's hazelnut liqueur. It's kind of in that level of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's that level of sweet, but it also has the kick of a full blown freaking rum. Here, I don't want to spill this. What is this? What's the proof on this beast? 30%.
60 proof. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
math. It's not bad.
Yeah, it is.
No, I meant the proof is not bad. The rum is not great.
No. I mean, if you hate yourself enough to start drinking literally at 7 a.m., then this won't. You don't care what it tastes like.
At least it's got coffee.
Right? That's what I mean.
You could add this to coffee. Add this to coffee.
I have cold brew in there.
Do you?
I have cold brew in the refrigerator.
There you go. That's
Would you
the way
like me
do
to
this.
summon the cold brew?
Yes, summon the cold brew because I think that's what we're gonna mix this with. Cold brew.
Yep, that actually sounds salvageable.
Doesn't that sound?
Mhm.
I think that might be delicious. And Matthew, did you notice the glass I gave you?
I did. The nice Obi-Wan quote.
That we with on the other side.
The
Lightsaber.
lightsaber.
So
That wasn't an accident.
I
Because you
really-
are wearing a baller Star Wars shirt today.
I am. I dressed for the occasion for
might-
your listeners.
I'm gonna have
It's
to
a
take,
Nazi.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of that because you have the Death Star targeting screen. You have the Death Star plans. You have another General Death Star shapey thing. I think you have the Yavin 4 layout. Like that's just a gamish of
a what?
gamish.
Okay, I heard you. That's weird. I've never heard that word.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never heard the word gamish?
No.
Huh.
I heard the word gefilte fish.
Well, there you go.
Same.
Same.
I don't know. Oh God, what was I going to say?
You summon the cold brew.
I have requested it. I have not had a response back, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, so the shirt, so he cheated. He sent us the picture of the lightsaber,
Oh, did he?
and the one you built. Clearly, you are a Sith.
It's a violet color though, so I'm all about the duality of the Force.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Uh,
That looks like Maul's saber.
Yeah, so when the cast member came over to check to see if I had built it correctly, he goes, "So you chose power and control, and you chose both sets of spikes. Yikes!
Both sets of the
Both
lower
sets,
and the upper.
The lower and the upper.
That's awesome. The one thing that I always wanted to do, build a lightsaber, and then because I have machinist friends and I do machinist stuff, I wanted to make my own bits,
Yep.
but hang on to the electronic Disney core so that I could still use their kyber crystals and their blades
Yep.
and all that other
That's
stuff.
what
but,
Adam did with Mythbusters.
Really?
He built his own. Yep. It's
but
super cool.
he used their guts.
Yep. And then actually, no, he used was it like Saber Pro? It's one of the third-party companies. And then
Okay.
he
Yeah.
machined his own hilt.
That's cool. That's cool as hell.
Have you all seen the super high-end Uber completely can disassemble every component of it
I have. Yeah.
replica?
They're
I want
unbelievable.
With the glowing crystal in the middle
Yeah.
and the thing. Yeah, those are nuts.
I really want one of those.
And some of those aftermarket saber companies, their blades are ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
they have tip drag
Yep.
and all sorts of crazy features that you would not ordinarily associate with what.
By the way, thank you to our intern, my son.
That's not our intern.
I know.
He's helper. He's not our official intern.
Okay.
Who we should formally introduce
Oh yeah. We'll
on
do
Monday. Or we would already have formally introduced her.
Well, that's my personal intern, also known as my son.
Yeah.
You all are like living the problems of time travel right now.
Yes.
It's like the butterfly effect, but
What's happened? What's
with
not
teenagers.
So it's like the moth effect. Wow, this is interesting.
I don't hate this.
It tastes more like coffee than.
I think you put a little too much cold brew in it, but I think I'm gonna give it mine a little rum floater.
Do it.
I think it's perfect because I can't taste the rum anymore.
That's what I was thinking.
I didn't hate the.
It's just sweet enough to not have to put sugar in the cold brew.
Yep.
So I make this in the morning. I actually mix this 1-to-1 with Premier protein shakes for breakfast because I'm always moving and I don't eat a lot of I love breakfast food. I just don't eat it in the morning.
Right.
But it's the chocolate peanut butter protein shake with this in it. It's so good.
Ooh. That's what this rum is for. This rum is to be mixed with cold brew. That's what it was designed for.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
We cracked the code.
Unlike Old St. Feet, we figured out what to do.
Oh, and we went to that pirate party, and they had
Weeks
ago,
we went to a pirate party,
and somebody brought in a second bottle because one bottle wasn't enough. Except I don't know if you saw that the nice young lady on the end of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
She tried it. I don't know if you saw the look on her face.
No,
she was like sticking her tongue out. The look on her face was clearly, "Can I wipe off my tongue?"
Yeah, this was a mistake.
Yeah,
and we're like, "Oh yeah, you tried the Old St. Feet," and she's like, "What did you say?" Yeah, there's a photo.
There's always one person who's like, "Oh no, this is one of my favorites."
Yeah.
Well, some people drink Malort.
Yeah, it tastes just like used motor oil and rotten apricots. Like I don't know what the flavor profile of that rum is. Just miserable.
Gym socks that have been used to walk through bison grass.
It's the Malort of rum.
It is.
Speaking of which, I got a bottle of that special edition holiday Malort.
Yeah.
So we will have that. You know what? And because time doesn't move linearly, we could review it next week.
Or we can review it last week during the Thanksgiving one.
Oh, God, I need more coffee rum.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we can't because I'm picking it up the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Apparently, it was like $150 a bottle too.
I wonder how the Thanksgiving episode went.
I believe the Thanksgiving episode went amazing.
Well, it probably went amazing.
It's all about a mindset.
Right.
It's all about a mindset.
Yeah.
Hey, we said that wrong. Hey, remember how awesome the Thanksgiving episode was?
Oh, it was awesome. Last week. Whew, that was cool. Hey, Matthew, tell us about your Uber ride over here. You were telling us earlier.
Yeah, so it's a 40-minute Uber ride up here. And I'm
from Daytona? Like, where were you staying?
No, I was at Pop Century Resort.
What? 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was a while.
They took the slow road.
Wow. Yeah. So
for fixed price, you figured they'd do the fast way.
Yeah. Well, and about the fixed price, I'm the guy that is sort of a control freak, hence why I got the power and control lightsaber.
Yeah.
So I use Uber Comfort to specifically say I'd like it cool and quiet. Because I don't really want to get to know my Uber driver.
Not at all.
I'm one of those sit there in silence and be totally content. And look
I'm
going to
stare at the back of your head and just be weird about this whole thing.
Rum chocolate?
That's a bonus when that happens. That's never the plan.
I will absolutely rum chocolate.
Would you like a rum chocolate?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
But
continue.
This driver didn't get the memo and was desperate to tell me all about the fact that he was from Cuba and had lived in the United States for a year and just kept doing the small talk, the elevator conversations, you from around here? How about this weather? Did you enjoy Disney? And I'm just the guy that's like, yeah. No.
Sorry, my phone's, I have to take this call.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you hold your phone up and go, oh, there's emergency? Why don't you start from the beginning and tell me everything and then just hold the phone there?
That's a lovely trick. I'll have to remember that.
Rigorous detail. You've never fake phone called to get your way out of a conversation or anything?
I have fake phone call while walking through lobbies before when I don't want to be stopped. I will probably pull that trick at IAPA. Please don't out me.
Oh, no, I pull that at IAPA all the time. I just get a look of surprise in my face, and then
Yeah.
you touch your pants pocket, and then you pull your cell phone out. And you're like, hold on, I got to take this,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you hold your phone to your face, and you walk away.
It's all about the wave.
It's all
the
about the wave.
politician wave. It's the
It's the wave, and then you mouth. I got to take this. I got to
So-
take, and you kind of hold the thing up. And
I've texted this son of a bitch. One word, son of a bitch. I've texted this son of a bitch help. Being trapped in conversations at things, and I'm like, help. And he knows what it means, and he'll
Right.
just stand across the room waving at me with a big grin on his face.
as one
Sucks
does.
to be you. That's
Yep.
Sometimes you get amazing Uber drivers. I don't remember if I mentioned this on the show or not. I was in D.C. for a thing. I don't know, some quantity of months ago, and my Uber driver was a refugee from Iraq, and he was working with the Americans at like one of the contractors that was over there.
Yep.
He was the last guy at the firm to leave their headquarters in Baghdad,
Wow.
like during the collapse, and he was in charge of like destroying documents at the facility and that thing. And he ended up
He's the one with the magnetron walking by all the computers.
he had a backpack filled with a handful of documents that he needed to get out. He needed to get them out of the country and back to the States. $10,000 in cash, a couple of passports, just a handful of things. He's like, I need to leave with this stuff.
Wow.
He changed into clothes that like one of the janitorial staff had left there. So he had these really ratty clothes on, and he had ridden a bike to work that day because the streets and traffic and everything was just insane. He said Taliban were breaking down the gate to their compound.
Wow.
And he comes up to them dressed in shabby clothes on a bike, and he has the keys to the place because he's like the vice president of operations or whatever. He hands the Taliban the keys, and he's like, I'm the janitor. They all left. Here are the keys. Go nuts.
Oh, brilliant.
And the Taliban let him go, and he walked right past with a backpack. With
Wow.
10,000 in cash, passports, documents, all the
Jeez.
shit. And he made his way over to the airport, and there was a military flight waiting for him. And he's like, yep, I haven't been back. Like, holy crap.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So anyway, sometimes you get those Uber drivers where you're like, this is the most fascinating conversation I've ever had in my life.
How many opportunities have I missed?
A lot, apparently,
Because of my Uber comfort.
Because you're an Uber jerk.
Yeah, I am. I'm a pretentious Uber driver.
Rider.
Yeah.
Nay, drive on.
I'm sorry. Did I like book Uber bartender? No, shut up. And if you have rum, talk. I don't care.
Don't bore
Just
me
give me
with
the
your
rum.
life experiences. Actually, I had that in, I think it was Texas. Where they're like, oh yeah, no, you can drink in cars. You just have to be in the back seat. They open the cooler and it's just filled with beer. And you're like, okay, 5 stars, thank you. Take
You,
that,
sir.
Take that bottle of water and charging ports.
Yeah, all we get.
Sorry. What were we talking about now?
I don't know.
Yeah. This is literally what we do, Matthew. We just sit here and then we like, shit, what are we going to talk about? So, what was your favorite thing at IAP?
Oh, the lobby conversations.
Lobby conversations, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That was awesome. Oh, the Uber rides, the lobby conversations.
No, this
Yeah.
is. I'm actually excited for the IAPA we just had
Yes.
because my philosophy.
I was excited.
going into it was very different. Last year was very reactive. We just had meetings nonstop. It was exhausting. We pretty much just said yes to everybody until we physically couldn't anymore because we ran out of time. This year we've been a lot stricter about who we met with.
Who you
Yeah.
met with, when you meet with them.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
exactly.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
so
pretty
I'm
outstanding.
I'm excited about this one. I think it'll be more productive.
Now, is this your third IAPA? Second IAPA?
This is 5th IAPA.
Fifth IAPA. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
So
Wow.
you went to, but post, because, I mean, you weren't on our radar until Rum Council. But,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've known you about 3 years then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My business partner, he's been to IAPA since the early 90s. And then he had a hiatus, changed industries, and now he's back.
Back again.
But I was the
Guess
first to
who's
get the IAPA credential.
Ooh.
And
And how do you feel about that?
I feel great because it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it means so little. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a thing. It's basically it's like a loyalty stamp to IAPA.
Like like the Scientology of the themed entertainment world.
It's exactly the same. You even get to meet the Tom Cruise of IAPA.
Matthew has a very high themed entertainment Thaden count.
Don't make fun of my religion.
Space Mormons?
Space Mormons. That's rich. I like that. Yeah. I thought about it. I actually talked to you about it. And it's the same thing. At one point I was thinking, should I go and get my PMP? And
Those are totally different, though.
I know.
PMP is legit.
It is, but at the same
useful,
time,
and you can take that with you. And
but at the same time,
they teach you stuff.
What am I going to do with that at this point in my career?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, it just sounds like something I've got to study for.
Yeah, there's a handful.
I'm having a hard time memorizing my lines for the Wednesday night party.
Yeah, there's a handful of certifications and things. People are like, oh yeah, you should get that. I'm like, I don't feel like taking that test. Like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's always good to keep learning, right?
I don't get me wrong. I 100% believe in that you always keep learning. You will always learn new things and always engage in it. But do I need to take a test to prove that I learned it? What's involved with the IAPA certification?
So the way they do it now, it's two things. It's how much time you spend at IAPA.
What?
Literally how much time you spend there. It's just, do you go to the expos? Do you go to seminars? Do you dial in digitally?
Mm-hmm.
There's an hour requirement. For
an hour requirement for
literally time spent in IAPA. That's why I joked it's basically a loyalty measure.
Huh.
And then
I didn't realize that part.
Yes, there's 2 levels. There's the executive level, and then I think it's called the professional level. There used to be 3, and they got rid of the middle one. The first one is just a multiple choice test, and pretty much anyone can qualify for it if you've been to a single IAPA. It's 75 questions, and it's basic stuff about the attractions industry. It's more of an operations sort of tilt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the executive test, you have to have been in the industry for a number of years and gone to a lot of IAPA events to have accumulated the
same
hours.
qualification, but
but more. And you have to have a certain job title or higher.
But is it ultimately the same accolade?
No. It's ICAP is which stands for IAPA Certified Attractions Professional, and then ICAE, which is the same except it is with executive. And that one you have to take a test that's like, it's an essay-based test. They give you a hypothetical theme park, and then they tell you some problems and say, write how you would address those problems. It's actually pretty clever.
Interesting. Is this all online or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Although the executive one, they do the test in a, whatever they call it, a quasi proctored environment. So it's like a digital room where they control your desktop.
Yeah.
With software, and then so you can't be like looking on your browser or whatever while you take the in theory.
Yeah.
So
Cell phone what?
Right.
Yeah.
So and you got the base. You didn't do the executive one.
So I'm basically a master bureaucrat. So I was able to get the ICAE without having taken the exam, but being on the team that actually set the criteria for the exam, because so I'm actually very proud of this.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I got the first level when there were still 3, because anyone could basically do it. And then I heard that they were phasing out the middle level, which used to be called leader.
Okay.
And they were going to graduate everyone into the executive who had that automatically, when normally I think you have to have 10 years of experience, which obviously even today I have half that. So I applied for the...
And yet you're a Blue Loop top 50 theme park influencer.
Well, there's a lesson to be learned there. But I applied for the leader one, and I double counted those hours for ICAP. So
okay.
It's the same, like I just resubmitted the same period of time that I'd already had, which IAPA accepted, right? They don't like wipe the old one out. So I got the leader designation a month before it went away, and I automatically became an executive. Meanwhile, Lewis,
Yeah.
who has had 20 years of experience, was not granted an exclusion and had to take the exam.
Oh my gosh.
How do you do?
He passed, but I was not very kind about the fact that I got grandfathered in and he did not. I might have rubbed it in his face.
You two, I mean, Lewis, and Lewis excels at this better than most. I always appreciate this because even when I first started interacting with, like, I knew you from the rum councils and things like that. And for the listeners, Lewis is your business partner.
Yeah.
So Lewis, like, without missing a beat, right off the bat, went in and making digs at me. And I'm like, I like this dude. I mean, anybody that knows me knows,
we can be
if
friends.
I'm making fun of you to your face, I like you.
Absolutely.
I do not make fun of people to their face if I don't like you. Which also begs the question is, all of the people who I don't make fun of, do I like you? Think about that. Do I like you? If I don't make fun of you, do I like you?
That's a good thing to ponder over some coffee rum.
Yes. Anyway, so, but yeah, he unrelenting. He went right in on me.
Oh, yeah.
And so I really appreciate that. Like, that dude, you know what I want to do sometime? And he would be, like, perfect for it. I want us to, like, because, of course, what do I love doing? I love creating opportunities to bring people together. Rum Council was that, the IAPA Kickoff Barbecue. All these things are about bringing people together because that's what I really love doing. And specifically, like, to clarify, I like bringing people in our industry together to network and create relationships. So I think it would be great for us to have a themed entertainment Friars Club.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Right. So, like, quarterly or like every 6 months, we, like, go to a location and we pick somebody. And of course, like, whoever is the person being roasted gets into top, you know.
Yeah.
We all still make fun of each other.
Can we
It's
have
just we're focusing on one
fancy
person.
jackets with little crests on
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. So I am announcing that right now. Do you guys support the creation of the
them? Absolutely.
Entertainment Friars Club?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Greg is going to be the Jeff Ross of the Themed Entertainment Friars Club.
That sucks. God, he's so old and gross. He would laugh at that if he heard it.
I don't know. That's a really good idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, I have every once in a while.
The Friars Club.
Yes.
What would you call it?
Give me a minute. Give me some time. But I am announcing right now that my goal for the first half of next year is for us to host the first one. And we'll do them like
the
every
first
6
half of next year. By Q2 next year.
Yeah.
Q2 2024. We're going to have the first
And
meeting
I've
of
got
the
some
Themed
thoughts.
Entertainment Friars Club. We don't even have a name for it yet.
I'm willing to bet that by the time the listeners finish listening to this episode, Greg will have a name.
And it'll already be programmed, and we'll have a venue booked.
No, just a name.
We're going to be meeting at the VFW Hall in Apopka, Florida.
So here's my thing. So there is a TA Explores Las Vegas in February. And I was thinking maybe that might be a good place to
We
complete that.
find an open mic night somewhere and
Oh, I
just
know.
go to town.
No, I know where it needs to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna not say this on air.
I didn't
Hold on.
hear that. Yeah, hit pause and tell me because
Okay.
we have technology.
Here we go. Here we're gonna pause. Stand by for station identification. So what do you think? Right? Good idea.
I think it's a really good idea.
And we can add that on to the end. Because TA Explores Las Vegas, also known as TA Explores Greg's 50th birthday,
That's gonna be fun.
which is the weekend before. But then it's actually on Monday, and then I was going to go on Tuesday, fly out there on Tuesday,
That's a really good idea.
and then we would have until Wednesday night to start the stuff. But the proposed itinerary for the Vegas thing is unfreaking believable. But that's Thursday, Friday.
That's February of 24.
Yeah.
Keep that on your radar, everybody. February of 24.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have
Actually,
said any of that.
Oh, yeah, you probably shouldn't have. But that's fine. I need to put it. Truthfully, I need to put it on my calendar.
Yeah.
because I already have a race. I have a race mid-January. It's the first time we've gone to a race in a while, and we have
I was going to ask.
we have it. Yeah. So in addition to running our usual Cobra, we're going to be running a Viper for a former NASCAR driver.
Very nice.
He saw my brother-in-law's team. They were doing this Viper series, and they were running 3 different Vipers in 3 different classes, and they took first place in every one of the classes.
Oh my gosh.
So this former race car driver, big name race car driver, he saw them do this, and he crashed out in practice because his car was poorly prepped. So he reached out to my brother-in-law. He was like, "Hey, I want you to run my car at Sebring for this thing." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, done."
How about it?
So,
Nice.
moral of the story is, I'm doing that in January. But February,
Well, and then there's the conversation. I wanted to tell you guys this, and actually, I wanted to tell both of you.
is this like President's Day?
the weekend? The week after.
The week after President's
Yeah.
Day?
So Monday would be a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wanted to say is, as both of you know, and I think we've talked on the air. God, I think we've talked on the air that my desire for my 50th birthday was to do a Mediterranean cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
Specifically, my desire was to do, to charter a sailboat in the Mediterranean and have some friends do it. And it's just cost prohibitive right now. But the cruise itself is still kind of cost prohibitive. The other side of that is Sandy's actually has a pretty genuine concern because much of the cruise that we have been looking at ends in extreme Eastern Mediterranean, which is pretty close to the Middle East.
Right.
And there's a lot of conflict there, and quite honestly, some concerns for Americans to be that far east in the Mediterranean. So as much as, it's one of those bucket things, and I've been talking about for 5 years, and I don't want to do it as much as I've been thinking about it, I think I'm going to actually postpone the Mediterranean cruise and do
Really?
something else for my actual 50. I'm not doing a TEA event for my 50th.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So as much as it's like,
But you should, because that's on brand.
well, I'm going to go and do it, but it's not going to be my 50th. But what I was thinking about doing instead was something either west coast of Mexico kind of thing, renting a place on the beach for a week, or get an amazing 8 or 10 bedroom cabin on the side of the mountains in the Smokies, or in Colorado on the
That'd be fun.
Continental
Yep.
Divide.
Yep.
And then it should be a little bit easier for the friends that couldn't go to Mediterranean to participate in that.
Domestic is way easier.
Yep, for sure.
So I thought that might be a little bit easier. So I'm telling you guys this, that it's largely decided. I need to find a place to go, but hopefully with this change, you guys can participate.
Now,
Yay.
I'll tell you about a place that's pretty over the top. It's in Maryville, and that's how you say it. You don't say Maryville. It's Maryville.
Marvel.
Yeah, it's called Blackberry Farms,
Yeah.
and you can rent cabins or houses, and it's the Relais Chateau, ultra nice, high-end resort style place.
Yeah. Someplace you're going to sit on the patio around a fire pit,
Yeah,
staring out into the valley where it's just the most beautiful nature ever.
that's what this place is.
Yeah.
And the staff don't know how to say no. I mean, you can just make up. It's like, imagine you're a whale at a casino, and it's like, I want you to go to the store and get me 2 oranges and some Hershey cups. It's like, yes, sir. I'll be right back.
Bring me a bowl of brown M&Ms.
See,
Yep.
and that's what I was saying, because I don't want to do a resort. I want our group to be our cabin, and that's it. But all of us share a cabin.
Right.
But at the same time, there's part of me that's like, yeah, and I want us to have a private chef for the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of cool, no, cool, this is the meal we want this day, and this is the meal we want this day. And
Yeah. You should look into this. This might be your deal.
yeah.
Huh.
Would you go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bring
Yeah,
the wife?
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. It's an incredible place.
I'm in.
We would do an episode from there.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. But I would want to do a week. And then some people might just come for a weekend. Some people might come for the week, or part of me wants to do both weekends in the week, and then just, because I know different people have different availability. Some people might be able to I'll just come for the whole time. I don't care. and just work remote if they have to. So a lot of people can do that. Some people would just come for the first or the second weekend, but just be there and be like, nope, I'm going to unplug and go do this. And
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. And way more easy to do than
I figure
the
it's
Mediterranean.
It's cheaper, more flexibility,
Yeah.
safer right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky time. 3
Yeah.
weeks in the future.
As one does. Anyway, so yeah, favorable.
Yeah.
Favorable?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
5-0's a big one.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it like in February because it'd probably be a little cold. I'd probably push it to like early May.
Yeah.
Then you start bumping into my birthday. Then it becomes a thing.
Your birthday's the 23rd? No,
14th.
14th of May, yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to clear... Well, like if we balance everything out...
Same birthday as George Lucas.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't think you were that old.
Where were you in 62?
I
don't know.
Yeah. Twinkle in an eye.
Just
something.
between Matthew's epic shirt and that glass and the lightsaber and Star Wars.
That's called a non sequitur transition.
You're trying to say that he was in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, right?
Something like that, yeah. Did you watch Ahsoka?
Mm-hmm. I did.
I had to ask, because you didn't watch Loki, but you're watching...
Yeah, I haven't gotten to Loki yet, but I just finished Ahsoka
Nice.
like a week and a half ago. It was great. I loved it.
And you
really
watched Rebels, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because there's people that know and there's people that don't know.
Yeah. No.
So season 2 is not being called Ahsoka, though.
Is this the... this is the one where all of the stories are kind of morphing. Because similar to The Mandalorian season 2,
Right.
that really wasn't about The Mandalorian. That was about Bo-Katan.
yeah.
And all of these things are just sort of like unnamed Star Wars series number 4.
Book of
think it's
Boba
like-
Fett did the same thing.
Yeah, Book of
it's just
Boba Fett did the same
It's just
thing.
all blending together. But I think they're kind of like catching on to their own problem that they're creating. And I think I heard it's like Star Wars Legends or something like that. It's going to be called, where it's technically season 2, but it's telling a lot other story than just Ahsoka.
Yeah. Which is what they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
They were. And that's why calling it Ahsoka was slightly misleading, because it really was Rebels season 5. 5. It was Rebels season 5.
Yeah.
I have to say, I feel like the direction is better, though, than where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is right now. Because
absolutely.
there's so many
Yeah.
discrete shows in that it's just like, I can't care about all of them.
Yeah.
So-
And I don't.
Yeah.
So and there are a lot of because different directors are coming in. Okay, you know what Marvel needs? Marvel needs a Dave Filoni. He needs one grand poobah to say this is the direction everything goes. And I know they're trying to do that, but then these directors come in and say, no, we're going to go this direction with this and blah blah blah, but it doesn't speak to the overall arc.
And it doesn't necessarily tie together, and that's what's really interesting about Star Wars is, one, there's less there's just less shit. There's less movies, there's less shows. So you're everything that they offer is a little more focused, and everything
You say that, but I'm still waiting for Star Wars at Gonk Droid.
Gonk Droid. Yeah, but if you think about everything that we're seeing, like in the Ahsoka show that just wrapped up, there are elements of that show that Dave Filoni put in motion with the Clone Wars a decade ago that were tying together episodes 2 and 3. So, I mean, there are some long-running plot lines that we're really starting to see come to fruition.
And they've been doing that for the last 5 years. Little details in the Star Wars galaxy that bother people. I mean, all the way down to like, oh, I did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, and it's like, but that's a distance. And then they go in and explain how. In Solo they told a little bit of a story. They go, okay, you just made this completely nonsensical comment.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Well, it was a nonsensical comment because let's be honest, the writing wasn't that great, and but they're making up for it every time. And this is a general complaint I have about fans: is every time someone leaves a door open or they don't explain a thing, and the fans are like, well, this is a plot hole. No, it's not a plot hole. They just didn't tell you what it was yet.
Yeah, it's a loose string.
Yet.
It can be pulled on later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what they're doing is they're going back and like, oh, hey, let's pull that loose string now, and then let's do this one, then let's do that one. And they fill in nicely, and the writing for it is beautiful, but just because they haven't told you a detail doesn't mean it's a plot hole.
Yeah.
I actually kind of feel like Star Wars and Marvel are switching places as far as how they're being managed and the direction that they're headed. I mean, we can see with a movie that just came out, the Marvels, how just it's not doing very well in the movie theaters.
No, I think they've gotten too broad.
Yeah, the fatigue.
Yeah, it's superhero fatigue. It was easy when all you had was Iron Man and the Avengers. Like, okay, we got this, and then it's just ugh.
But here's the thing: Star Wars isn't. They have completed telling the Skywalker story, and they're using placemaking to say, no, we're just telling a story in this. And at this point, in Star Wars, it makes sense because it's placemaking. You can go in and pick up a lesser character and tell a backstory on a lesser character, and it makes sense. Like Andor. And not that Andor was a lesser character, but he wasn't necessarily the focal point in Rogue One.
He was absolutely. I'd call him a B team character.
He was a supporting
overall.
character. Yeah, he was an absolute supporting character. And now they've opened that up and they're telling his story.
But his story fits into the way that that show and his story fits into the greater universe. It's like,
well, yes, but let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
So in Marvel, the problem is you've got 16 different storytellers. It's not about placemaking because it takes place in a mythical version of our world today.
Yeah.
And in the Marvel universe, all these different people are telling their own version of the stories that start to contradict each other.
So I'm going to add a third IP to this because I think it's appropriate. Starship Troopers.
Okay.
You remember the Do You Want to Know More?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's basically Star Wars, right? Because you had Rogue One, which was Do You Want to Know More about where the planets came from?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one you were just talking about the B character.
Oh, Andor?
Yeah, Andor is like even deeper into that plot line. So it's like they just keep going further and further into what led to that moment.
Yeah, versus Marvel, where it's like, hey, we've introduced the multiverse, which means literally anything is possible, and we're going to do infinitely whatever the hell we care about. It's like, that's too unfocused.
At least there's a lot of magic, which
for
I know you
me
love.
To give a shit. Oh, fucking magic. It's just, I don't. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped caring. But I think everything that they're doing in the Star Wars universe is so focused and contained that there's like these large chunky events that happen, and we're just giving you more detail about the event, more detail about the event, more detail about this thing that led to the event, more detail about this thing that happened after the event, and it lets you kind of keep your head in the game more.
Yeah.
Then every time a new Marvel show starts, you're like, hey, who the fuck is this character? What universe am I in?
Right.
Yep.
Is this before the purple guy snapped his finger? Like, what the hell's going on? Yep.
The purple guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Grimace. Yeah, like Grimace had a magic glove, and I don't know, whatever.
Grimace. The butt. Oh, that's a story that is somebody else's to tell. Hey, we're getting late in the episode, so I want to say first, Matthew, congratulations on being named to Blue Loop Top 50.
Thank you.
That's huge. I also
top 50 theme park influencers.
I also
for those of you that don't know what Greg's talking about.
Yes, what he said. I also want to congratulate you on having the opportunity to take over as president for TEA Eastern North America.
Thank you, sir.
Huge. That's very, very exciting. And
for Greg, because it means he doesn't have to do anything anymore.
I still have to do stuff because I'm on SATE for next year, and at this point I can say it. I was elected onto the international board. So
Yay. Congratulations.
So back on a board with that guy over there.
Woohoo!
So that's cool. And then it's we all move on and we keep doing things. But thanks for coming in. I know we've been joking around.
Yeah.
We start out joking around about like, you're not a late night person, and unfortunately, we record a lot during the evening.
Yep.
It's more conducive to the consumption of alcohol than
Well, it's
Unless it's
10:30 in the
coffee
morning.
alcohol.
Eh,
well, it's also usually
we use any vehicle to justify drinking.
well, usually it's also a Thursday night thing where it's like, oh shit, that's due tomorrow.
Hey, I'm proud. Right now, we're on track to do 49 of 52 weeks worth of episodes this year.
That's incredible.
We wanted to do one a week, so we're only short by like 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's on brand. That's on brand for Craig.
What do you mean?
To set a goal and hit it?
Short by 3.
No. I'm not touching that one.
No, we pushed really hard. Garrick was more of a no, let's not, because there was a couple weeks I'm like, let's skip it. And he's like, no, I'm on my way. It's like, okay,
We got to do it because I know that it's really easy to say, fuck it, let's not do it this week. But then it's going to come to the end of the year and we're going to be sitting there like December 16th, like, wow, we only did 35 episodes this year. That sucks.
last year was our lowest, and I think we got was it 41 last year?
No, it was. I thought it was in the 30s. We didn't get to episode 42.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, oh yeah, what did we do last year for episode 42? Oh, nothing, because we didn't get that
make it,
many.
Yeah. So, and then as you pointed out too, since we do 4 episodes a week of IAPA, then technically we hit 52 episodes. Technically, but we also, because we did the 100th episode was 2 hours long, we're well over the 52 hours of content mark.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go us.
Yeah. So I think that leaves us to next week is going to be the home, the Florida Rum Society home tiki bar tour.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
home bar tour.
Yeah, I think that's next week.
It feels accurate. It's
yeah.
really hard to
But-
it's really hard to gauge the future like this.
But it's
We'll
on
all have our coins by then.
it
Yeah.
won't be the day of the episode, so that'll be the week after. So in
The
like
week
2 weeks
after.
we'll have the episode that we're going to record for that. So
You do realize that that's like 2 months from the date we're actually recording this.
nah, it's like 5 weeks. We don't have 2 months left in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, with all that said, thank you again for joining us. And
Thank you for
making
having
the
me.
trip out. We want to start off thanking Dave Martin.
DemoDavePro.com.
Garrick has got a really big grin on
I'm
his
so
face.
happy.
Those that know. Don't forget to check us out at our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rumandnerdy.com.
Social medias, we are also at Rum and Nerdy, also A-N-D.
You can email us at show@rumandnerdy.com, which we love to hear from people. So please do email in if you have an argument to a comment we made, or you want to tell us an idea for a show or a rum we should try,
Or
or
you
if
want-
you just want to tell us what big assholes we are.
You want to join the Themed Entertainment Friars Club?
That's
Yet
a
to be
thing.
named.
Yeah. I tell you, give me 48 hours, it'll have a name.
Matthew, do you have a gratuitous podcast plug?
No.
And scene.
Solid,
Okay, cool.
Solid.
Well, with all of that said,
Stay nerdy,
My friends.
my friends.
what could go wrong?
Oh, babe, don't say you're doing fine. Don't hide yourself away. There's something on your mind. You're drinking in the day, crumbling from the weight. Sometimes it's good to cry, 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 cry. This life's a fickle friend indeed, and when it comes to end, knocks you off your feet. Who can really say where she went that day? That's why you got to cry, 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 cry. And I wait and hope, but I don't know, but I don't know where you are. Oh, babe, don't say that it's alright. Stop fighting like a man just because you can. You're drinking in the day, ain't shaking from the weight. Sometimes it's good to cry, 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 cry.
Hey, Brian. Oh, sweet. Morning drinking. Whoa, yeah, party! Peter, I'm not getting drunk for fun. I'm drinking because I'm sad. Because I'm never going to meet the right woman. Because I'm I'm gonna die old and alone. Oh, you're Rip Torn drinking.